So didn't that just the Salati Soldier album drops, man? It was cool. It was emotional when that album dropped because it was a 17 track joint. People were like, yo, how the fuck, 17 tracks, what the fuck? And that was basically because that was of 2015, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's one. Number two, I wanted to be like, yo, why doesn't anyone drop albums anymore? There's few artists that still do, but people doing the little singles and the LPs. Let's just get some, let's come out there, fucking, let's drop it. You know what I
Yo,
mean?
I
Fuck
got
it,
to
why
answer
not?
that question though. I do
But
have an answer. It's because they do drop full albums, and then
mm-hmm.
nobody makes media about it, and it's hard to get
That's true.
attention. And then they don't put their lyrics on Genius.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not on Genius, media don't know you exist, my guy. Or there's a few other sites too, but like, how is anyone supposed to know your album dropped? Like to pick
That's
it
very
up, to
true.
do and nobody puts like I'm a guilty of a few songs not being there, but nobody puts their lyrics on Genius. So then me
Yeah.
every week I'm peeping Genius. Yo, it's dropping. If it's not
Mm-hmm.
there, I mean, I'm obviously like the underground people ain't gonna be showing up in Genius, but like there's not really like a great way for people to know, as an example, that people are dropping full length projects like all the time. And then maybe
Right.
they do the 7 to 10 track thing sometimes too, but like they just exist and nobody knows they exist more is what's
Nobody
happening.
knows, right?
So I'm like, I don't know, your album's good. 17 tracks of great freshness.
I appreciate that, man.
Ismail makes a great case for Bandcamp here. You can get on their fucking auto mailing list feature when you follow artists. And to be fair, I do know every time Shades Laurence, who I followed one time on Bandcamp, every time she drops, I know. So like I guess there are ways, but as a person like myself who knows the media side of it, it's actually really fucking hard to know Cottreezy drops an album unless I happen to stumble upon him, and then which happened in my case because of Willie. And then like I hear your music and it's like fucking dope and all that good stuff. But like that's what's more the issue. So like yo, everybody like Willie dropped what a 16 track album in 2015. Like many people have put out like full length albums since then, but who would know? Like
You
that's the
would
thing.
know.
Like who would
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So it's like,
And that's the thing. Yeah.
and I don't mean that disrespectfully to anybody with their
Uh,
marketing or anybody trying to make things happen. It's just I spent like 9 years trying to figure out the hows and the whats of this. And I'm not saying I've succeeded, but I do think I've seen a couple of the issues as they are. It's not the lack of quality or quantity. It's not even interest. Cause yo, explain Griselda. They put out so much shit. It doesn't make sense if there's
yeah.
like no market for it.
It was, see, and they, to me, watching Griselda also gave me motivation. To me, they started the game. This is what I'm grinding hard to do even now. But I remember like following Westside Gun, probably like in 2012 or 13, when he had like maybe like 7,000, 8,000 followers. But here's the thing, they were so militant and they were so on it that he would just go ahead and release a hoodie, say a 500 hoodies, and they would sell out in 2 seconds. You know what I
Mm,
mean? Or things like that, or art pieces, or things. He was teaching the game of how building that militant core fan base from the ground up instead of just trying to, just getting that thing and staying consistent with your sound and never letting go.
oh
Like
my gosh,
I remember,
they are the
yeah,
definition of consistency with their sound.
yeah, absolutely. I can't even. I'm so proud to be from Buffalo to even be saying, yeah, that's my people from my city, because they even exemplify what Buffalo is about. That when you hear that Griselda song, when you hear that sampling, when you hear that, it's almost like that Midwest, that steel, we call it steel town, man. That, you got Buffalo, Cleveland, you know what I mean? You go down with it, and it's just like Pittsburgh a little bit. And it's just like we have that retro 70s, 80s type, kind of like beautiful yet hard as fuck. And then when you even see like Kanye, you see West Side, you see, Benny, it's like they literally are from areas that I know. And it's just to me, they exemplify Buffalo, that hardcore yet beautiful sound that is just so consistent with every bar, but it's hard no matter how you're gonna play it. There's no way around it. And that's the Buffalo, man. That's how we stand for. We don't really care where anybody else is from. You know what I mean? Nobody gave us respect coming up anyway. We were always the big little city from the New York City, whatever. And now look what happened. Ain't nobody in New York City can out rap Griselda whatsoever. So
Yeah, that's big, man.
went through that, man.
So how
You
did you
know.
release the album? Was there like a party? Did you do it virtually?
Yeah, man. I just did it. You know what? And I said it was emotional because I did it virtually. Did Distro Kid, and I actually worked on my. I had a good relationships with a lot of good people personally. That you know, the promo was already in the people, man. People were really going at it. Um, and I remember being on my psilocybin I do on my Friday nights, and really dropping it. And I remember I was on, about 5 grams at a time. And that time you can't really look at your phone. Your phone looks like a fucking crazy, like, lights are just like freaks you out. But I saw it lighting up. And then I was kind of emotional because I knew it was big, but I knew that people who were close to me, like my mom has heavy dementia, and my father are kind of distant right now. I haven't talked to them in years, so knowing to me it was an accomplishment of things that I put together because of the timing, when it was during the time, and how I was living and how me and everybody else from Scott and XD, all the producers, that I run down with when it comes to Swelty and Smoked Eye, my boy Chapo, and again my man Jelly, all these people that really did that, they really, to me, helped me out a lot through all this. You know what I'm saying? So, dropping that digitally and then going off was it was kind of emotional. I just kind of sat there, just let it go off. And then, I'm also a humble person where I'm hungry because after it dropped, I'm I'm ready to go again. Man. I knew that if I started, I can't stop. So that's why it kind of took me a longer way to start.
Mm-hmm.
I could have dropped the album 3 years ago, but I knew it wasn't ready to be consistent.
Right.
So it was once I started really figuring out how my system was going to be consistent, and that's what I worked through during the pandemic situation, and I was able to do that. You know what I mean?
I like what you said there. I actually finished my project that I put out in 2017. I had it ready to go in 2015, but I had no follow up.
Yeah.
No idea what to do
Mm-hmm.
next. No plan. Not even a way to get a beat. So I was like, what
Yeah.
am I going to do? Put this album out and then I don't know
Yeah.
if that was the right choice or not to this day, but that's what I
Right.
chose to do. But since then, I've been pretty consistent with it. So I think I made
Yeah.
the right choice. So I like what you said there because it's definitely something that people should think about. And
Mm-hmm.
some people stockpile, some people just release everything.